Orthographic views are two-dimensional representations of a 3D model. In this video, I'm going to create an orthographic view from this current 3D piping model that I have. So I've got my project open. Within the project and within my planned 3D drawings, I have equipment and steel structure and my piping. And what we'll do here is I'll walk you through how to create orthographic view. We will also identify the annotation and dimensioning tools. So let's check this workspace. I've got my 3D piping checked, got my drawings open. Currently within the project manager, I'm on my source files tab. So this time on the project manager, I'm going to move over to my orthographic DWG tab, which takes me to this orthographic views, and I'm going to right click on the orthographic drawings and I'm going to pick a new drawing. And when I do that, the new drawing dialog box opens up. Here I want to give it a file name, so I'm going to type my file names, and you can change the author and the folder path as needed and click OK. When you do that, you can see that a new drawing has opened and it comes with a drawing sheet, and it is displayed with the Ortho View tab chosen by default, and the tools in this tab are used to perform operations such as editing, updating and annotating the drawing view. To generate the first view of the drawing, I will choose the New View tool, which is on the Ortho Views panel of the Ortho View tab over here. So going to click New, and then it's going to open the Select Reference Models. Now make sure that you select the check boxes next to the drawing files that you need to include in your orthographic view, and then you want to click OK. And what that does for you, it opens the orthographic view selection drawing, and here's a look at the ortho cube. Now here's a view drop down box, so you can pick either of your top, bottom, left, right, front or back. You can also pick any one of these isometric views. The current view of the layout is indicated by brown highlighting. So that's currently the top view is the view that you can see that is highlighted in brown. And if I select, let's say, the front view, you can see that the front view on the cube is currently brown. In case you pick one of the isometric views, like let's say if we pick northwest isometric, you can see that we have two sides and the top highlighted. So I'm going back to my top view, and this time I will show you how to modify the extents of the view. So here's the bounding box. You just want to click on the view and you can see that you have these blue arrows that let you control the extent of your view. So on the top view, let's say for some reason I did not want these two heat exchangers that I have here, that I wanted them not to show up. So I'm going to pick this grip and I'm going to simply move it right along this line, so I can remove the heat exchangers from my view. And I'm going to click here, and what that does, it removes the heat exchangers from my view. For now I'm going to undo that because I do want the entire piping and equipment to show up on my orthographic view. And next you have the add jog, and you can click that. So if you read the command area, it tells you that you can select a top or bottom edge of the ortho cube to create a vertical jog. So I'm going to click the bottom edge, and you can see that it's created a vertical jog for me. I'm going to undo that. This time again add jog, and you could now select a vertical edge to create a box shape jog. So I'm going to select this vertical edge, and then I can create a Then again I'm going to use that again, and this time I'm going to select a vertical edge to create a box shaped jog. So I'm going to select this vertical edge, and that's going to create a box shaped jog for me. Now let's talk about the output appearance. So you have hidden line piping here. There's a drop down in this panel that is used to set the display style of the views, and you will use the hidden line piping tool to display the pipes which are hidden. You will use the all hidden lines tool to display all of the hidden objects, and when you choose the no hidden lines tool, the hidden objects will not be displayed. So you can use the ones that you need for your drawing. Here you have match lines, so you can toggle them on and off. Let's talk about the output size. So the paper check button here in this panel is used to display the drawing sheet in the graphics window, and you can adjust the scale view of the drawing according to the paper size. So I'm going currently with a scale of 1:100, and here I'll select OK. And I'm going to place the view somewhere in my sheet here, and I'll wait for the view to generate. Now that I have my top view, I'm going to bring in the front view. So what I'm going to do is go to the ribbon and click on adjacent view. And if you read the command prompt, it's asking you to select an orthographic view to create the adjacent view. So you want to select the first view, and then I'm going to pick the front view here, and I'm going to click OK. And again, it's going to ask you to specify an insertion point of the viewport. So I'm going to place it here. So once you have placed the front view, you need to make sure that you precisely place the front view below the top view. What you will need to do is use object tracking. So on the status bar, you have object tracking here. You need to turn that on. And doing that, you can position the front view precisely with respect to the top view. Now let's say I wanted to add my right view. Again, I'm going to come back to my ribbon on my Ortho Views panel. I'm going to click on the adjacent view, and the command prompt tells me to select an orthographic view to create an adjacent view. So I'm going to click my top view, and then I'm going to pick the right view this time. You can give it a view name. I'm going to go with the default name, which is the right view, and I'm going to click that, and I'm going to place it somewhere here. And again, this time you're going to align it precisely with the front view. You can use your O track here and make sure that the views line up perfectly with each other. Zoom in, and let's say I wanted to annotate the heat exchangers over here. So I'll go to Ortho Annotate here, and I'm going to click on my equipment, and it's going to ask you to specify your annotation style, going with the default currently for me, which is oval tag style. And I'm going to press enter, and it's going to place E101B, which is my tag for the heat exchanger over here. And I'm going to now again select the lower heat exchanger, and I'm going to go with my default style, and I'm going to click here in this space, and you can move along and annotate all of your equipment and piping as needed. Now if you wanted to add a linear dimension, you can come back to the dimension here and then choose linear, and then you will be prompted to specify the first extension line and then specify the origin point of the dimension. You will be prompted to specify the second extension line origin, and after you specify the second extension line origin, The dimension will be attached to the cursor, and then you will be prompted to specify the location of the dimension line. You can move the cursor and click to specify the location of the dimension. When we add dimensions to our orthos, they are simply AutoCAD dimensions in paper space. Now, if you make a change in your model, you must remember to go back and change dimensions whenever you update your views. Your annotations are linked to the model, so any changes made in the model will update automatically. Let's talk about bill of materials. We can add it to the drawing. The bill of material will contain all the parts that are in the volume that we choose to create our views. So what we will do is come to this bill of materials tool, which is on the ribbon in the table placement and setup. You want to select a viewport, so your command prompt tells you to first select a view. Select that, and then I'm going to specify a very small portion of the equipment within this viewport, just to get an idea of the bill of materials for, let's just say this. I'm going to grab a window and I'm going to pick that, and you want to move it out of the way, so I'm going to move it here just so I can fit it in my sheet. I'm going to click here and make that, let's say, this size. You can also add it to another sheet if you don't have room for it on this sheet. And then finally, after you have completed the dimensioning, annotations, bill of material, just go ahead and print the drawing to PDF. Thank you for watching.